everyone. Welcome to Dark Matter, our D&D in Space campaign. I am Simon at Wandering DM. I'll be GMing tonight's game. Dark Matter is a D&D 5e supplement made by our sponsor, Magen Press. If you go on their store at store.magenpress.com, you can use code WanderingDM to get 15% off any of the D&D 5e supplement that they've made, be it new classes, new spells, new monsters, or even Dark Matter, the PDF or the hardcover version of the book that you can get off of their website. If you like fantasy and space, Dark Matter is for you. Our other sponsor is Found Familiar. Found Familiar is a coffee company that makes incredible coffee that I drink in copious quantities over the course of multiple streams a week. If you like coffee, check them out. Use code WanderingDM to get 10% off anything that you purchase. My green screen is not to the correct background tonight.
Hey,
I am
and
still
if
in
anyone
Seattle.
from Found Familiar is listening, I think Dark Matter might be like a really good name for a coffee blend. You could have a dark roast.
Listen.
Call me. We'll talk.
Definitely.
I feel like we need to have a couple of fun puns to play with the different races that you've got going on in Dark Matter as well. That'd be fun.
And our last sponsor is Dice Envy. If you want to check them out, use the link below. If you want to get some new shiny math clacks, just click on the link in the panels below and peruse to your heart's content and buy as many dice as you want. They're fantastic and they are very beautiful. That said, let's oh, thank you for the bits for marriage. Before we begin and we delve back into the game, who wants to recap what happened last time?
I think it's time for D to do it. I think I did last 2 times. Come on, refresh our memory.
Did you just voluntold, Deirdre?
I was like, wait, who is he calling out? What?
I'm sorry. But since Eddard seems to be suffering from a small memory lapse, it's okay. Kebachet will be all right. I have a potion. I have a serum for that. It's fine. He only has to stand up straight for a little while longer while the captain and I and Gideon help arrange his appropriate makeover. I'm feeling lace and black leather would be an appropriate combination. Maybe with a little bit of...
So goth.
It's not me. I wear...
Well, you're the one that voluntold me, so you get to wear lace. Deal with it.
Fine.
You wear lace
Consequences
now.
to your actions.
But we managed to, with our, Eddard's former nanny, Gideon, along for the ride. We are now apparently in the home base of the Resistance of Lakshay, who all want to put Eddard back on the throne, which, we're kind of okay with because we want to use Eddard and his connections to the Lakshayan throne to appropriate a, what's the term? Oh yes, fleet with which to fight the Illithid threat.
Captain definitely has no plans for a puppet emperor. No plans
for a puppet emperor. I mean, if he didn't want to be a puppet emperor, he would actually, have to sit and make decisions. But since he doesn't want to make decisions, Eddard can just say whatever other people put in front of him. We have met the other co-captain of the Resistance, Saskia. Very interesting individual. Apparently they have an on-again, off-again thing with Gideon. I want more details about that. Doxy ran off to the communications array because apparently they knew there's some gnomes who are doing work over there and he wants to go bond with them. I'm sure they're quite entertaining. And won't involve a giant spectral anglerfish at all. Because,
Hey.
that's not a thing that would be repeated, at least right away. And the
Let me change my
captain.
notes.
And the captain and Kebachet and Gideon are planning to Princess Diaries Eddard into the perfect example of a Lakshayan king to end the
And-
occupation of his planetary system. To also, overthrow those who are in line with the Illithid and possibly possessed or voluntarily working with them. Dealing with the Illithid blockade. Deal with the orc blockade, and at some point I have to make a I have to make a call, probably not a phone call, but an actual call, and see if I can't find some bunch of knights lying around somewhere that are willing to step up and yes, this is of course the King of Lakshay that you should be supporting. Did I miss anything of relevance?
I'm keeping Eddard under a constant casting of industrious worker while we train him in persuasion, so we can do this 4 times faster.
Of course, this is going to be a perfect.
Oh my
So
goodness.
we should just change the captain's name to Professor Higgins. Is what we're doing right now.
Sure.
I would say that the only thing is Doxy laid out several plans that he was going to take. So kind of like you're doing the show while Doxy is orchestrating some nasty things in the background.
Indeed.
Electronic warfare, if you will.
You've already managed to hack into their system and cause minor inconveniences just all around, everywhere.
It's why are these systems suddenly becoming glitchy? I don't understand. They've been tested for countless years.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, most government systems aren't tested that thoroughly, so.
No, which makes them even easier to break. And in your case, Doxy, you already, I don't remember if it was at the end of the episode, but there was already certain delays that were felt because of when we were talking to the Resistance. They mentioned having people on Lakshay to help, but communications have been somewhat difficult since all the systems seem to go haywire on the planet.
Oh, meaning I accidentally interfered with the Resistance communications as well?
A little bit.
Okay, sure.
No,
You'll have to fix that, but you couldn't know beforehand
Right, sure.
that they were using Lakshayan channels for their communications.
Yeah. I imagine so.
So
we can't be perfect.
no, we'll begin actually
Speak
with
for
Doxy.
yourself.
Okay.
We'll begin with Doxy
Wow,
tonight.
humble.
Yes. Doxy, you made your way up the volcano all the way to the communications area. This spacious bunker-like structure. Think like the Imperial bunker in the Battle of Endor.
Oh shit. Okay.
And
I was
Jedi.
totally going the Incredibles.
Oh, yeah, it could look like that too.
Yeah. I don't know.
And you make your way in. The entire place is, when you enter, there's a flight of stairs that leads downwards for
Okay.
about 5-ish feet, like a few steps, half a story basically, and it opens up to a wide room, pristine, silver, steel colors everywhere, unless there are lights that bleeps or monitors that cover. There is, however, a mess on the desks themselves. Various data pads, papers even, graphs, holographic
Paper?
displays of planet. Yep, graph paper that someone has. Like, it just goes to show how much they needed more equipment and had to make do with the most basic analog
Yeah.
technology. Um,
Wow, I can see some improvements already. I mean, it's like Doxy's like already taking like notes and stuff like that.
a voice comes out from behind a chair that is turned to you. Clearly, the chairs are human-sized, but the voice is clearly gnomish. Improvements, you said?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. Well, yes. More. I see an opportunity for upgrading your systems. I'm Doxy, and this is Loxy. I come with Eddard, the what do you call them?
You hear the sound of various dishes breaking. As a gnome on the other side of the room came up a flight of stairs as you said your name and dropped a platter with plates and a kettle and cups. She's an older gnome. Her hair a la Marge Simpson, this sort of like tall beehive with various doodads stuck to it. Some are even animated, lit by LEDs. She wears glasses, and you can even see the hard light frame, like, over them in addition to the glasses. She's dressed in sort of weird mishmash of, like, denim and canvas
Okay.
and cotton, like material that you wouldn't necessarily find anymore, like primitive materials, really.
Yeah. There's like we're used to having more synthetics and like composites. And,
Yeah.
And
she's wearing a robe with square shoulders that even peek out. And she looks at you, and her mouth just quivers.
One of the things that happens like almost immediately when the dishes crash is Doxy like blinks from one place to another instantaneously. Ah! Oh. And he like looks at her. Do I recognize her in any way, shape, or form?
You recognize the visage, albeit older, of your mother.
Mother?
Baby? Doxy?
Is this another fucking anglerfish? What?
The chair swivels, and you see a gnome, blue hair, wild, all around his head. He's scarred under one eye, a long scar that runs even down to his neck, wearing a lab coat over a tank top that is similarly made of canvas, and denim pants with heavy brown boots. They look like they're made out of like animal leather, but not a leather you like could find easily, probably on a primitive world.
Right.
And it is your father.
Papa? What?
Doxy, what's an anglerfish?
Oh, that's a long story. But the castle told me you were with on the Illithid ships. And then, well, I guess that's relevant. An anglerfish that's or some sort of variety of that in space, psychically showed me you two in an abandoned mine, saying that you escaped, but now you're here?
What?
And Doxy's like, it takes kind of like like almost like his brain has been overloaded, which is, you know, kind of a rare sight of him. And he actually like goes to his knees and is like, you see like his eyes working back and forth, trying to do the math, like trying to like figure out where they could have come from. Oh, you're muted.
I thought I unmuted myself. You feel the warm touch of your mother's hand on your shoulder. And she looks at you and says, "Oh, long story short, we escaped, if you will."
Doxy's like, I'm sorry, Mom, and he like pricks her with like just to like see if she acts.
Ow!
Okay, so okay.
I'm real. Oh my god, Doxy! And she just embraces you. And you can feel her embrace like tighten. And you smell the salt, like the salt water from the tears.
The Doxy like slowly. I missed you, Mom. I missed you.
Oh, we missed you too. And you can hear your father come in and hug the both of you. And this lasts for probably not long enough, but a long time. Until your father straightens up and says, "Well, we still have much work to do." Now,
Well, first, Dad, how did you get to the resistance
oh,
of Lakshay?
It wasn't on the itinerary, I can assure you. We jettisoned off of a mind flayer. Did you know there are creatures outside of the verse?
Yes. Didn't believe it at first, but I've been to the Void and many other places.
There's this species that we've discovered. The first one. They are dangerous and evil. I have come to call them the Goobledygoops. They...
Goobledygoops.
Yes, they're pale skin, like pink or purple, with tentacles. And
Like mind flares?
I don't know, what's a mind flayer?
Or Illithid?
Ooh. Yes, I remember that word. I think they said it sometimes. Is that their name? You've encountered them as well? Did they do things to you? Did they touch you in your head?
Well, I've been fortunate not to be on the receiving end on that, but I've blown up one of their ships.
Oh, my, I couldn't be any prouder. And he holds up his hand, like to either shake it or high-five it, you're not quite sure.
I feel like we have like a special handshake that like is kind of like an in-between, where it's...
Like some
and, like,
sort of
Doxy knows
awkward...
exactly what to do.
Yeah, and he goes into it a bit rusty, but he still
Yeah.
has the moves.
It's kind of like a like it's like you high five and then you follow through and then you go back and then like you do like wee. I don't know.
A very poorly awkwardly done high five. He turns to your mother, and I checked your notes. You hadn't sent me names, so I went ahead and made names.
Oh, that's
yeah, in the you only had a name for like your mentor.
Oh, that's right.
Hilda, but he says, Myra, would you mind getting some more tea? I think we're gonna have to put our work on pause for a moment. Come. Doxy.
Well, I mean, yes.
Sit. Take whatever chair. It doesn't matter. I have my own.
Oh, okay. And Doxy actually forms like a hard light chair and just sits down underneath him.
Your father's eyes grow wide. And you can see like the pride on his face, and he looks at you and he just mutters, "My son."
I mean, I guess I just kept tinkering, like you taught me.
You've progressed very, very far. I don't even remember you being able to manipulate Hardlight when you were in your baby steps. It was still all theoretical. This is wow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one of the things I was going to add, because I was impressed. I mean, I haven't seen paper in so long. And like Doxy just pulls up like a hard light screen and just like starts like writing down different things.
Yeah, you're
And like draws a little diagram and like, see, I use it for everything.
Your father's eyes dart to the hard light screen, to you, to the paper, to the screen, to you again, and he says, well, we had to learn how to make do with whatever we could scrounge on those ships. So, yes, species. There are more than one. The mind flayers that you call them, those gooblid-goops, they're at war with just so many things. They've conquered. They've assimilated, created puppets of entire species. But some have taken up arms against them. Yes, I seem to recall that. It was strange being under them. We lived like rats on their ship.
Yeah, I've heard some stories. Nothing pleasant.
No.
I was coming to find you. That's why we're here, actually. To well, we've already seen the fleet in the outer space. Like I said, I went to the void and we saw one of their creatures they used to burrow. Have you seen those?
The giant brains?
Yeah.
Yes, we call them the Pappy Brains.
Dad, Papa, I love your names. They're so good.
I've written patents for them. I'm copywriting everything. I'm gonna send all of that to Astrogations Inc. I have coordinates outside of the verse, places that we can go. We can create new settlements, though it takes quite a while without the mind flayers. Did you know their ships are living?
Yeah, I have, and I like pull up on the hardlight display like a holographic a schematic of one of the illithid ships that we've encountered that I did a deep scan on, and and I start like I've been studying their like how it works and how it can interface with it. Like, you know, as you know, I enjoy systems and I like to tinker with them and well. That's our plan. We want to disable the ships, if we can. If not, disable the illithid within them. But that all requires us understanding the ships. So I've been studying and making plans, and that's why I'm here.
Your mother comes in with another tray of tea with cookies, and she lays them on the desk, and she pulls up a chair for her. And she says, yes, your father and I, we were forced to study the illithid, because of where we were after the incident. I know quite a thing about their biology. It's how we were able to protect ourselves for the most part. Your father... And she just does this with her finger.
Yes. I'd heard about that.
They tried to put something in me. We had to fetch it out. Your mom did it with a sharpened spoon and a handkerchief.
Only she'd be able to do something like that.
Oh, it hurt like a bitch, and I cursed the gods for months, but I made it out, and I kept my own sanity, and and kept the tiny brain with me. It grew
You
fond
have
of me.
one.
Oh yes, and he whistles, and from like downstairs comes an intellect devourer, just
Oh my
bouncing
God.
around.
Like Doxy immediately pulls out the blaster and is like,
Don't. This is
actually, I would say like the Heartlight blaster, since we were talking about it, like just forms like instantly, kind of as a precaution.
And your mom's like, no. This is. We called him Jar. He's a brain.
I hate this so much, but I love it so much.
Oh, I'm in love with it. Jar, and like the Heartlight blaster just like slowly like lowers and like it slowly just kind of shrinks out of existence.
When you say the word Jar, you hear in your mind a bark of something unnatural. Like imagine if
Something like that.
Yeah, like if an animal that wasn't made for barking tried to imitate barking.
Oh, got it. Oh,
Dear God.
that's unsettling.
You'll grow used to it.
Well, Mother, I believe that you should talk to my colleague and friend Cabichet. She.
Oh, is she your? Do you have a girlfriend?
Oh well, she's not that, but.
Oh.
No, she's our ship's doctor, and
You have a ship?
yes, that's how I've been getting around, how I made it here.
Oh my.
I may have gotten into some trouble at the flotilla, and well, some choices led to others, and that's for another time.
Well, your mother holds your hand. It says, "Well, I am sure you were in the right."
Sure. And like you see like a mischievous grin just like go across, and like Loxy's like has like a digital output that goes into like a retina display or something that Doxy has, and it just says, "Don't tell them about the 85 children."
Please tell me one of the kids shows up now.
Yeah, like from the
Papa?
shadows, Papa.
The intellect
what?
devourer goes, "Papa."
No, what? I never.
Yes. What were we saying? The ship.
Well, I got-
You came on a ship. The flotilla. The Kebichet,
Yes.
the doctor.
Yes. Well, we found a way to neutralize the growth of these creatures in those that are infected, and well, also a way of scanning for it to make sure that, well, as you were saying, they've been essentially enslaving and enthralling others by infesting them with larvae. It was a journey, for sure.
Yeah, we your father and I had quite a lot of difficulty to try to pass unseen amongst them. They make thrall of everything that they cannot possess.
So you were never captured. You just were on their ship.
No, well, it took a while to try to decipher the messages they were sending, and I think we invited them to the galaxy.
Oh.
Turns
Yes.
out they're intergalactic vampires, and if they hadn't invited them to the galaxy, they wouldn't have been allowed to come in. All your parents' fault.
Hey.
So they
Hey.
they approached us, and for a while they let us live. I wouldn't call that living. It was horrible. We were given scraps and the discarded items of other creatures that they would enslave and and liquefy as a bath for the Pappy Brain. Oh, did your father tell you that? That's his name, the Pappy Brain. That's how we call the thing that controls them.
Oh, the Pappy. Oh. Remind me, because like Meta Eddie knows what that is, but
Yes.
I know that Doxy also knows what it is, but he only knows it as the Elder Brain, or are there other names that it's been called?
It's always been called an Elder Brain,
Okay.
but they have a
Parents are insane. I
a
mean,
little.
I mean, they lived among psychics for like decades.
Yeah,
oh no,
and
they have good reason to be.
Yeah.
um,
Psychics that were trying to break them into domestication.
we found a way, a very disgusting way. Once we realized their intentions, because they had to clean up another galaxy before, and then they came here. Once we realized their intentions, we tried to stall them as long as we could. We told them stories about powerful deities and others and such. The void dragons that protect. We told them the Maw stations around the verse were actually alive. So they sought another way that took longer, through the void.
I see.
Um,
That's why they attacked Ulsan.
they attacked Uldan?
That's the name. It's
The name of the
Ulsan or
god, Uldan.
Ulsan?
Uldun.
Uldun. That's right. Uldun. Yes.
Oh,
We were there when it happened.
we didn't think they would. The ship we were on was lagging behind. It was picking up Rothians from a Rothian colony to dispatch them elsewhere. The thing is we were attacked. A ship came out of nowhere. A ship. A Lakshayan frame came out of nowhere. All purple and gray. And then several others. And they damaged the ship we were on. We fled in an escape pod and, well, turned on the distress beacon and we were found by Saskia and the group here, and they needed our help. Well, they didn't know they needed our help, but oh, gods, they needed our help.
Yeah, of course.
This whole thing was a shed before we arrived.
And Doxy like just kind of looks around and nods and like with appreciation and just pride. Just like, you've done. I mean, with a shed, you've done quite well.
So we had to become very creative aboard the Illithid ships. We saw their home world.
I just assumed that they lived on their ships.
And
There's
see
more of them on
your
a home
father
world?
and your mother, like, they go white. And they take a while before they reply, and they say they have a home world. We didn't land on it. We saw scans of it. Giant brains and just rivers of some toxic chemicals. They all live underground. Nothing or almost nothing lives on the surface aside from these brains that peek out like mountains. They have tentacles. They fight one another and they absorb the loser. They constantly strive to push the boundaries of what they are and what they can do. And when they assimilate a people, they turn that people into themselves. Take that DNA and change. The form that they have right now those humanoids with tentacles. That's the most perfect form they found so far to do everything that they need.
Oh my goodness. Well, like Doxy's just trying to process, and I mean, I know I want to talk more about this, but we also have a lot of work to do, and Doxy's kind of like resigned. I mean, it's relevant, but well, right now we need to stop them. And
oh yes, we do.
what? I mean, I guess. Do you think? Okay, well, here's our current plan. Right now, Eddard, my friend Eddard, is the those nobles. I never understand how it works. Nobility.
Nobility's overrated.
Well, in this case, it's going to help us, I think. Our goal is to return Eddard to the throne. He's apparently a royal blood, and once we've done that, then have the Lakshayan armies and forces join us in combating the Illithid fleet. And we're just collecting allies to fight because, well, we need to.
Well, the Lakshayans do have a mighty army. Very powerful weapons. That could work with our knowledge, your skills, and an army behind us. We could probably put a stop to the Kubludi-Goops, the Illithids.
I like your name better, Papa.
Yeah. Well,
the Goobly Goops. It's just so. It's less terrifying. Illithid's too formal.
Oh. Goobly-Goop is a name we've heard from some of the other thralls. I didn't come up with it myself, though. Don't tell anyone that. But in their tongue, it means mind devourers.
Well, now it's less. Well, now it's more terrifying than the others. But you know, there, I suppose. And Doxy, kind of like not sure. Again, lost, stunned by his parents, was like, tries to distract himself with work, and so he just like pulls up like a battlefield, or like not a battlefield, but like a three-dimensional display of Lakshay in space, and kind of like the current known like blockade and like other elements, and just starts like so this is what I know so far, and this is my plan. And he starts like outlining kind of the plan that we talked about last time, which is kind of taking control of one of these forces, and making sure that the Lakshayan control systems are like able to switch hands quickly. So kind of setting them up for a smooth coup, as it were, on like a digital level and like a systems level, and kind of walks them through like, and my friends Kebashet and Captain Anders, they're both skilled in negotiations and diplomacy. So the plan is to have Eddard communicate with the people and garner support while we do the subterfuge that allows us to control the situation. but first we need to get past the blockade. So and like he goes through like a couple of like scenarios, and like you see the everything move, and Doxy kind of gets lost in it a little bit, trying to like just distract himself, and then he snaps and he's like, "Oh, sorry, it's been a lot. It's been, and well, my captain likes to keep me under some magic that allows me to work much quicker. So a lot of times the work mode just kind of kicks in, and I can't really turn it off. And I just keep working."
We didn't ask you to turn it off.
Oh, and like again, just kind of like in a stunned state, and well, anyway, I'm here to help, and I'm really happy to see you. I'm glad you're safe, and not an anglerfish from space.
No, but well, we'll show you our disguises later.
Wait, what?
And on that, I'm gonna switch to the rest of the party. Rest of the party. What is happening down at the base of the volcano inside the Resistance base of operation?
I'm getting a makeover, am I?
So picture a montage similar to that of Mulan's, Be a Man, but instead of like all the fighting and stuff like that, it's like
The opposite.
Kebichette and Anders, like teaching him how to be like prim and proper and like dress up properly and all that jazz.
It's half the montage of Princess Diaries and half the montage from My Fair Lady. How to walk, how to talk, how to speak properly, what to say, when not to say things, when not to make comments.
But in my mind, everything is still run under the song "Be a Man" from Mulan.
But the important question is it in English, or are we listening to Jackie Chan sing it in Cantonese or Mandarin?
I think
As I don't speak Mandarin or Cantonese.
Okay. Hashtag not sponsored, but you should look up on YouTube. Jackie Chan has a fabulous musical career in Hong Kong, and he did music videos in both Cantonese and Mandarin for that song. Epic.
Cool. So we're gonna end this with me in a musical number.
Yes.
But that montage takes a lot of time. This is normally something that would take a few weeks, I think, for Eddard
Proper
to
training.
master. Yeah, the new.
I'd have to look at Xanathar's guide again, but I think it was 8 weeks.
It's 10 weeks minus his Intel modifier.
Oh, okay, then it's 10 weeks, because I think his Intel is 10.
But then if you work 4 times faster,
Mm-hmm.
And you cast it every day, all the
Yes.
time, to
It's 2.5.
make sure not to miss a beat. Yeah, it'll take 2.5.
Mhm.
Wait, no, not 2.5 days.
2.5 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2.5
2.5
weeks. Yeah.
But some point in there, Anders is getting Eddard at least looking like a Lakshayan prince. Kebichette returns back to the ship because she has a couple people to contact. But
And also, I did say that I started this training with Eddard when we were on the ship. So some of this would have been done before we got here.
Yeah, we'll say it'll take 2 weeks to make it like a flat number.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alex, you can mark that Eddard is now proficient in persuasion.
I was already proficient in persuasion.
Or we're already
You were?
proficient in persuasion. Then
sir.
I will give you expertise in persuasion.
Hot
You-
damn.
You double your proficiency modifier.
Okay, I'll create it.
No. You
Oh,
can
okay.
change it by going in your the settings, and if you scroll down in the settings, you'll see a list of all the skills, and it's written normal next to them.
Yeah.
Just change normal to expertise. and then you should have your new
11.
persuasion. Yeah.
I have persuaded the pants off of someone by accident.
Oh yeah? How about this?
Oh my god!
Whoa. That's what happens when you roll a 19.
Yes.
And that will be the only good roll for the rest of the game because I
Well, at least in theory, like as you're practicing your
I
speeches
rolled
and
a
everything,
5.
you're practicing your speeches and you will sound like exactly like how a proper Lakshayan noble is supposed to sound like.
watch so many movies and documentaries.
Yes.
Yeah, we probably look up old news footage of actual Song Wukong and pull that up and start pulling and turn to the captain and say, I'm sure that you can pull appropriate phrasing and, pull those appropriate key terms and, really hit the strike at the person as, quoting the appropriate people from the appropriate times.
Oh yeah, and I'm using my interpreter background feature right now, which basically says that I'm good at knowing cultural blah-de-blah, and teaching him all of the Lakshayan relevant things.
Why do I feel like I'm just being strapped down to a chair, Clockwork Orange style?
You're doing the Morpheus and Neo montage.
Yeah,
Ah.
no, yeah, it's like you just like open your eyes and you're like, I know persuasion.
Screw Kung Fu, I want persuasion instead.
I know rhetoric. But
I win debate club.
as this is happening though, is there anything that the three of you, any scenes that you want to have within those 2 weeks? I know that at some point Myra will go see Kebichet, but
Yeah,
aside from that,
Kebichet needs to phone a friend, as we say.
all right, you're gonna use your phone a friend.
She's going to cast sending at she's going to cast send. She's actually going to turn around to the captain and say, this is the current list of people that I'm going to be contacting. Is there anyone else you want? She's got Amanat on that. She has the General Elfindor. Edfindor. Thanks. I just want to call him Elfindor because he's an elf, I guess. I don't know. Edfindor. This, and I think those are the two that she points to and asks if there's anyone else that the captain wants her to add, because sending is an entirely secure means of communication.
Is it? Is it
Yes.
though?
Yes, it is.
I can't think of anybody right now.
I've got a few things.
People you want me to contact.
Yes. So there's Chet the Vect.
Okay, so we've got Chet, we've got Edfindor, Amanat.
And Simon, you're gonna have to remind me of the mentor's name because I have not looked at my notes in forever.
Hilda.
Evandra.
Hilda. Evandra.
No,
Yeah,
Avendra, that's the spider.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, we should contact.
Oh,
her,
okay,
yeah.
we should contact Avendra.
Because she's laying low, so I can't contact her electronically.
Sure. Unless you use some sort of backdoor protocols.
Oh, snap.
He used
You know,
enough
sending.
backdoors during the dream sequence. That's enough.
Yeah. Are we writing down like the reasons for contacting them?
Well, she'll come back to you about that. She's if you'll come back, she has
Oh.
people. She's going to cast sending to these people, so it's going to be like,
Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, we could do sending, or I can communicate electronically with Chet the Vect. And
well, I mean, we have the perfect. What she'd probably do is, if you ask her to contact him, she would say, "All right, well, we have that perfect Dropbox that you've created that is nigh indetectable."
It's kind of like a black hole in space. Only things go in.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And so she might just, because I can cast
God damn
this
it,
so many
Justin.
times. Exactly. I was ignoring it, Eddie.
Sorry.
Which is fine. But what she would do is she would cast for Chet, she and well, Chet she knows, so that's easy. Hilda she doesn't know, so she needs a photograph or description.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, that's okay. That's fair, because that's a little bit easier than trying to track down Hilda.
Yeah, because I can literally cast sending at them, and
Okay.
well, like this is what she do for Chet. For what she would do is she would sit there and say, "Hello, this is Lady Kebachet of House Aldahar. I'm a friend of Doxy. Please contact him at this coordinates."
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're gonna bring them here.
Well, no, the Dropbox coordinates.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
So, like, literally, I can send because we know that that's a protected means of communication. I can cast sending to them, and because only certain people have that information.
That's a good point. That way we have like a network. Cool. I got it.
Okay, and then but she needs a picture for Hilda. Avandra she
fine.
knows.
Like,
Elfindor she knows.
I make like a hard light, perfect image, and like I'll even like add a little bit of color to it. Like I'll do some like shading. I've been working on like the lighting. It's not perfect yet, but I'm slowly getting the light to shift.
Hard light Photoshop.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like making sure it's like photorealistic.
All right.
I think at this point you can make a 3D rendering.
Probably.
Yeah.
Then she'd do the same
Level 13 for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Does she get a response from Chet?
Yes. Greetings, Lady Kebachet, friend of Doxy. I am elated to hear about you. I am kind of busy right now. There are monsters everywhere.
Does it say he's going to answer in the He's going to contact using the Dropbox.
I will contact using them.
Oh, and then it cuts off.
Yeah.
All right, Doxy, that's one for you. Hilda, you said?
Yes, she's my mentor, and
Have a last name to go with that?
well, we don't really care for last name so much.
Other identifiers other than gnome? Professional titles?
Oh, wait. Okay, Hilda was the character you were inspired by. Hilda from Outlast Star.
Oh, yes.
But your mentor is a guy.
It's fine. Hilda's great.
No, I have a name for
Well, it's more just you have more. There's more. I'm like totally blanking what I wrote. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Where is everything?
You only wrote mentor who raised him from a pup went missing after a conversation about some ancient tech he found. Regrets
I feel
not
like I
saying a
wrote
proper
more than
farewell.
that.
That's the document I have.
Oh, well, either way, we'll call him. We'll call them Hilda the. Oh, I want to say like the light chaser.
All right, we can work with that.
Yes.
Then, all right, Hilda.
We'll go with that for now.
Hilda the Light Chaser. All righty then. Good evening, Hilda. My name is Lady Kebachet of House Aldahar. I am a friend of Doxy. He wishes to communicate with you. Please use the following coordinates.
You do not get a reply.
Does it feel like she's dead?
It doesn't feel like she's dead, but she did not reply.
All right. Well, there's no answer on that one, Doxy. I'm sorry. Captain, you want me to ask Avandra to contact you?
You know what? If you could just have see if she's available to help us out with getting Ed set up and doing his spycraft thing over here.
All right, I've got that. And she's apparently is like, I'm picturing this is that scene in like like Star Wars, where Leia's just sitting at the conference table in the room, and she's just literally has her hands on the table, and every time she does this, she lets her eyes roll back in her head, and then kind of comes back to herself. And so she's like kind of taken herself away from people because Gideon keeps getting freaked out every time she does something like this, even though he says he doesn't. All right then, Captain. Avandra, this is Avandra the Spider. This is Lady Kebachet of House Al-Daha. We are requesting some assistance as we infiltrate Lakshay to put the heir on the throne. Please contact at the following coordinates.
Will do.
All right then, Captain shall contact you. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3. Okay then. Captain, do you want me to contact your boss or Amanat first?
Amanat's fine.
Well, okay, that's an awkward conversation that you're having right there. So apparently you want your boss first. All right then, Edfindor it is. General, this is your doctor speaking. Please answer, and please contact us immediately at the following coordinates.
Wait, who are you messaging now?
Edfindor, the general.
He dead.
Oh, well, Captain, I apologize. Your boss is no longer among the living. I think you may have just gotten promoted.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had a feeling considering, we watched the station he was on explode.
I didn't actually see that. I only heard secondhand.
It was, traumatic.
Okay, well, apparently you got promoted, and I will have to send a condolence card to my cousin. What does one send? I'm sorry you're a widower and that your mother will never know that you were engaging in interspecies relationships that would seriously piss her off. No, that seems a tad cruel. Even for me. Alright, fine then. Oh, I'll have one more too. When Yvonne, and she she turns and looks down the panel and she's like, Doxy, when Yvondra emails, ask her if she's can have coordinates sent. I'm going to send someone to her. I think that might be useful at a certain point. Fine then, nothing else.
I'm muted. Okay. Sorry.
Alright then, nothing else to do for it. Amanat, are you still alive? We could really use your authority at the moment.
Your reply is, Katash.
He's snoring at me! Really? Really? Hold on a second. Doxy, pull up Avandra! And she's just like at the other end of the table, like, pull up Avandra! Pull up Avandra!
Okay, and like, I get, yeah, pulls up Avandra.
On the secure channel.
Yes.
She does not reply.
Fine then, I cast sending at Avandra one more time and says, please put the speaker right next to Amanat's head. I'm going to wake him up. Apparently he's being a bitch.
Amanat is under heavy painkillers. It's all we can do to keep him alive.
She tells Doxy to text back. Where are they? I'll come to you. Apparently I'm saving his life again. We need him alive.
Yeah, Doxy will be the relay. For future sake though, Kebachet, I would imagine that Doxy's like, I mean, if you want to just talk to everyone here, and like hands you like a an input.
She's in the middle of this like trance, going back and forth between sending, and she's like, I don't have time for this. That's what you'll.
Yeah. Well, I'm like trying to build a communication network for the rebellion.
Yes,
So-
and the captain's trying to put Eddard, make Eddard look like he's a king, and I'm doing conversations. We're all very busy, dear.
And during that time, in the background, Eddard is walking like a peacock with like the captain following behind.
I have a ruler and I hit him every time he does it wrong.
Yeah, I was totally imagining he has like a switch of some kind. You're just like, no.
And I'm
Wrong.
walking with like a dictionary on my head to keep it straight.
No.
Yeah.
The dictionary in the head is overdone and it doesn't work as very effective.
It's a grenade.
What you do
Yes.
What you do is you take that ruler and you tie it to the spine so you can't bend it.
Well, at this point, just make him wear a corset.
No, that doesn't actually
Wait.
work. The ruler actually goes from the top of your neck to the bottom of your spine, and therefore will do the whole thing.
And that's
Without a
how we
yardstick.
discover Eddard has scoliosis.
Great.
Yes,
Great.
all those medical scans prior missed it, but
But the ruler worked.
the ruler,
Analog.
infallible
Always works.
ancient test.
Yeah. Sorry.
You
So-
still dying, Simon?
More today
Clearly.
because of lack of sleep and lack of meds.
Oh.
But I was fine yesterday.
I think he's lying.
Insight check.
No, you can insight check me as much as you want. So that was the scene for Deirdre, the special thing you wanted to do over the course of those 2 weeks. Aside from the montage, Eddard, is there anything that you would like to do over the course of 2 weeks? I was fine yesterday.
Damn.
But
Damn,
damn, that
yo, you better be
insight.
truthful and honest with that
Yeah.
natural 20.
I will suffer dire consequences if I'm not truthful and honest, so...
Yeah, I'll just contact Brennan. We'll see. As far as what I want to do, apparently I'm wired up to spells to get things done. But if I can escape their watchful gaze, and there's 2 of them at least, I'm gonna try to enjoy the beach as much as I can. Find a lagoon that's empty.
Do you go alone?
No.
Okay.
I bring Doxy with. Come on now. No. I'm gonna bring Whitney.
Alright. You know of a lagoon over the course of the couple days that you've been here already. You have asked around like what is there around the volcano, around the island and everything. And a lot of the soldiers have told you about a hidden lake deep in the jungle. There's a path that leads to it. It's just too narrow to go by vehicle. Like, you have to go on foot. And it lies about a 45-minute walk away from the communications area. So you go up the mountain, and then you would go down on the other side, and that's where the lake would be.
Is the lake like within the volcano itself? Like,
No, it's like at the base of the volcano. But yes, the water is constantly warm. But it is like crystal clear. And it's apparently surrounded by at least enough sand to make like a proper beach.
Good. I'll do my best to enjoy my time before I am thrown at a throne.
Can you make a perception check as you approach the lagoon?
Can be a persuasion check now?
It has to be perception.
I'll take that. 20.
Alright.
Not bad. 30-20.
As you approach the lagoon, you hear this sound. Oh yeah, I'm not sharing.
I hear a sound. Vaguely.
Well, there was sound from Roll20, but not sound from there you go. You hear this sound.
Say it was the
And with that, we lost Justin. He survived.
you put him away.
Wow, Justin
You got him
ran
with a
away.
flyby.
All right, well, on this Kenny Loggins song, we will be right back. Hello, everyone.
Professional streamer.
I did a profesh.
Yeah, we need one per game.
Yeah.
Our quota.
So, we will not name the singer, nor the song that is playing on the beach, because otherwise Justin's computer is gonna crash again.
My way to the danger zone. We're good.
He's gonna pull a Kenneth.
Good. But yes, you hear music. Specifically, human music from a long bygone era.
Oh,
And as
classic.
you approach the lagoon, you notice these 6 men, actually 5 men and 1 woman, in swimsuits, playing volleyball on the beach.
Of course.
And Whitney turns to you and says, "Well, I thought we were gonna be alone."
So did I. Would you mind if we joined the fray? Maybe tire them out so they leave?
Are you proposing you and me against all of them?
I mean, we need to make it fair for them.
Are you proposing?
Whoa! Whoa! Listen!
Says a voice in the back of your mind.
Alright.
Somebody has a sending spell.
She says, "Alright. We'll make it fair."
Uh-oh.
And she approaches the group
I'm gonna follow. See what happens.
and bets the soldiers 10,000 credits from the coffer of Lakshay
Oh my god.
that they cannot beat the king of Lakshay in a volleyball match.
Oh, okay. That's... gonna have to make a check at them now.
Doxy just like has like a little video cam. It's like, oh, something interesting is happening. And like starts like eating popcorn.
Where's the feed coming from?
Eyes
Doxy's always
everywhere.
watching. Yeah.
So the others snicker and they make this like overly comical bow at you, Eddard, and they're like, "All right, we'll play. The 6 of us against His Majesty."
Yeah, my ass ate it to myself.
And Whitney says, "I'll be tanning over there."
That was not the plan, but that's okay.
So go get him, Tiger. And she slaps your butt.
Of course she does.
All snap.
Bum. Okay.
So, we'll do this as a quick skill challenge.
Okay.
All right? You'll need to succeed on increasingly difficult athletics checks
Okay.
to represent you tiring them out and beating them.
Okay.
However, we'll do 5 checks for the whole match.
Now,
If you fail 3, you're out.
this kind of sounds like it's kind of work for him, because he's having to prove himself. So now, Sophia's industrious worker says he works 4 times faster. Does this allow him to compete 4 times faster than he normally would?
Then I would say we'll reduce it to 1 check. But you
Does he
have
get any
advantage
bonuses
on
for
it.
how quickly he's moving? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you have advantage on it. It's 1 check. All or nothing. You are too speedy.
Okay.
So that'll be an athletics check. And we'll say the DC is against their athletics check. Tabarnak.
Hold on. Yeah, I got this. 28 on a nat 20. In a
Yes.
Very old
Can you
fashioned.
do like a stream high five real quick? Just.
I mean, one, you just netted 10 grand. That's pretty fucking great, dude.
Mhm.
Also, I would like to simply.
No,
give
no, no.
out
He
this,
didn't lose 10 grand. She
Right, I
got
would've
10
lost.
grand from the treasury.
And we bet that they would just leave. That's the,
So the
damn.
match begins.
I got excited.
With them, like, they serve once, and like you just completely by like you're not making any effort. You just like raise your hand and like return it, land straight on the line, point to you. You're serving. As you serve, like two of them just run into one another, slam into each other, and like the ball falls down. It's all like this. And you see that, like, for the first 2 points that you scored, they were going easy on you. After that, you just humiliated them.
what? I would
To
have
the
preferred
point
that
where
not.
one of them broke down crying.
Oh.
They're supposed to be on my side. I'm gonna just alienate them.
Well, now they know who's the boss.
That was never in question.
They look at you.
There are many different types of rulers.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
come
that
to you after the game. They pack up the hard light net and the hard light ball. And they say, Cade, it'll be an honor to die for you.
Let's hope it doesn't come to you guys dying.
You already killed us on the field, so we're already dead.
Okay, so hopefully at this point you'll live on forever.
Oh my god.
We'll rename our squadron.
Oh, okay.
Danger zone.
The Lichdom.
Yeah, we'll call ourselves the Undead Guardians.
Ooh yeah.
The Kenny Loggins.
And over the course of the next 2 weeks, they will repaint their whole uniform and battle gear with like skulls, and they'll
The volleyball.
add. Yeah, sure.
No.
The symbol is a volleyball with a skull on it.
Wilson?
It's Wilson!
Is that you?
It's Wilson.
Undead
go.
Wilson.
Now, do one of these guys look like Tom Hanks with a beard or something?
He does now.
Actually, the guys that you played against, one of them was a short human, Lakshayan male with black hair. The other one was taller than him, had like long blonde hair, curly a bit, and a sort of a bite like this.
You redoing the cast from the movie?
And yeah, a bunch of them actually look like the cast of take the first 5 names in the cast of Top Gun, and that's their face claims. I am certainly not on IMDb right now.
Yeah. No.
Nice.
I was gonna say, like, when are you gonna describe this as a Top Gun volleyball montage, like where the boys are sweaty?
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
they are. They are.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like they're working hard, and like every time he spikes it down, they're like, ugh.
yeah.
But then like every time they get something done well, they're like, yeah, and they do high fives.
They high five. Yeah, and the camera pans back to see. We can just see Whitney lying on the sand on a towel, and she's just fanning herself. She has like this large hat with sunglasses, and she's
Sipping
looking
a margarita.
at the, yeah, hard light margarita. That appeared out of no. Actually, she can probably conjure it with the spells she has.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a spell in Taverns and Tankards that someone drinks.
Is that a book that's available for sale?
It's available for sale at
It is true.
store.mageandpress.com.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, once they leave, the match took about an hour. And once they leave, you are, well, very okay. Actually, you didn't break a sweat.
I'm wired.
And Whitney calls to you and says, care to go for a swim?
I would love to get all the sand off of.
Plot twist: she's
everywhere.
not talking about the ocean.
And she goes into the lagoon.
I am right behind.
All right. And you're swimming around and like having fun and everything. And at some point she gets like closer to you and says, you can't see through magic, can you?
No.
Oh.
Wait, do I have any kind of visor on my armor that could do that?
Are you really wearing your armor?
No, I'm asking. Never mind.
Do you have detect magic or like true sight?
No.
So she says, oh, so I guess it was all for nothing. I had a surprise for you, but if I have to dispel it myself, it kind of ruins it. Oh well.
I
And-
can do sparkles out of my hand.
She snaps her fingers and dispels the illusion on her. And she hasn't been wearing anything. And will fade to black.
Yeah, I can't see through magic.
Wow, 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 wow.
At this point, we skip from Kenny Logan to Barry White. That was
Yeah,
it?
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
No, it's take my
it's
breath
at that
away.
moment it's at that moment that Doxy's mom slaps him across the head to stop
Ow!
watching porn on his tiny TV.
I'm just making sure my friends are okay.
I'm pretty
and
sure
then-
they're okay. They're not drowning.
Well, I mean, that was unexpected. And like he closes the screen and is like, yeah, I think they're okay for now. I'll check back in like an hour, maybe 15 minutes.
Oh.
Excuse me. 20.
Would you like some ice?
For what? For all that friction burn?
No. For the that fire that Doxy just spit.
I know, no worries.
I mean, we might need to call the intensive burn unit. You know, like I don't know if ice is gonna.
I'm
cut it.
I'm sorry, but Edard, you are still under industrious worker.
I feel bad for Whitney.
It
Now-
is. You
now-
are 4 times as fast.
Now, is this work or pleasure?
I mean,
Oh
little
my
bit of
gosh.
A, little bit of B. It's a workout.
We're skirting the fine line
We're
here.
gonna
I
walk
was trying
away
to
from
save
that.
you.
Yeah.
We're
I was
gonna
trying to
walk
save you
away
there.
from that, guys.
All right. So yeah. So Doxy smacks me, or sorry, my mother smacks me. Yeah. No, it's okay. They seem fine. And gets back to whatever he was working on.
You just hear your father muttering, "Have to get me some of those cameras."
Oh my gosh. Perpetuating the stereotype.
Captain Hilltopple. Is there anything specific you want to do during those 2 weeks?
Other than train Eddard, I guess start getting some rumors sent out that, you know, the current government isn't operating in the best interest of the people. And just kind of
the
like
whis-
get that kind of those rumors being spread like wildfire.
Yeah. The Whisker campaign that we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do also have those documents from when we raided Lakshay Archive
Yeah.
last time about their involvement with the Rothian experimentations. So,
Oh shit! Yeah.
There's that.
So we'll like tease at hinting some of that, where it's like, do you? But then we'll also show. Well, no, I don't want it to be like well,
no,
anyway,
it's a straight up. It's the beginning of a straight up political smear campaign, is what it is.
Right. Well, I mean, to some extent, I don't want to be that dark, but I want to be like, where we're like showing interrogate or like experimentation videos of them like doing physical violence to these to Rothians and stuff.
Well, no, it's the if you remember when they did this, can you really trust your government?
It's actually if
Right,
you
right.
want to know, if you want to get a better idea of what the Rothian experiment was, it's not necessarily experimenting on Rothians as much
Oh, got
as
it.
what the Terran Dominion was doing in StarCraft,
Oh.
where they unleash Rothians on like unsuspecting pockets of civilization and look at the damage and
Oh.
how they study how the Rothians operate on innocent people so that they can, prepare and train their armies against the Rothians.
Oh, I see.
But they're provoking
So much more messed up than you thought.
Yeah.
they're provoking the Rothians to attack people. And of course, they're not doing that on Lakshay Prime.
Right.
They're doing that on colony worlds.
So I imagine like how it'll be spun is if they will do this, what do you think is happening now? And like point back up to like the Illithid and the Orcs and all these other creatures that are now like at their doorstep blockading them.
Can
and,
you all
like-
make me an intelligence check?
Is this like related to a skill of any kind?
No, just straight up intelligence.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Let me
use
look at my thing
genius
again.
and re-roll that.
You
18.
are a genius.
That's a 15.
All right, 15, 18.
Okay. First roll. Let's see how we do. Come on.
Oh, hi there. Alrighty. Mhm.
Okay. That's a 23.
Genius. Edar?
Sorry,
Oh,
22.
I'm there to do that.
Yep. Yeah, everyone over the course of the 2 weeks.
Okay.
Everyone got it. Actually, Enders got it because he's a genius. Because otherwise he would not have gotten it.
I'm a genius.
These experiments on the Rothians, the way they were conducted, you realize that the Lakshain army, in return, has never been trained to fight the Rothians. And knowing what you now know about the Mind Flayers, with your successful intelligence, you have a decent idea, a decent guess, I should say, that the person in charge of these experiment, the Major General of the army,
Major General.
Major General, is probably a Mind Flayer spy or a Mind Flayer thrall.
The Lekshan General is?
Yeah. And was just using the Rothians to harvest more people, like under the guise of a military. It was already unethical and evil. It was worse than that. Now that you know how the Mind Flayers operate and everything, you get like rewatching and rereading these documents.
Yeah.
It's like it's clear as day now for you that okay, we know who the mole is.
Yeah. I imagine that like Doxy would well look to the group and ask, if this is the mole, what if we free them?
I don't.
Depends on how long they've been controlled. I mean, we've seen that
Oh,
given
I'm-
long
right.
enough. The,
I'm sorry. It's a it's called a Dempsey, I've been told. Dempsey?
For what?
Highest ranking military officer.
Oh.
DEMPSEY.
It depends
Never
where you
heard of
are,
that
but
term.
Well, I'm using the same term as with the the American Army.
no,
The
that's
US Armed
Dempsey is
Forces.
no. Sorry, time out. Dempsey isn't a title. Dempsey is the guy's name.
Oh,
He's the head of the Joint
Ah.
Chiefs of Staff.
General Martin Dempsey. I'm an idiot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
That-
5-star general of the army. That's who
I'm
we're
like
looking
sitting
at.
here. It's like I've never heard that title before.
Well, me
I
neither.
know.
I was like, what the fuck is that title? That's strange.
No, that's his name, Major
Oh.
General Martin. General, specifically General. He would be addressed as General Martin Dempsey. He's a 5-star. There are only, well, no, he's a 4-star, not a 5-star.
No, 5. Well, it
Right,
says 5
5-star.
star on his webpage.
Oh, he probably got a 5. He probably got 5 for becoming Joint Chiefs
Well,
of
he
Staff.
edited his own Wikipedia page.
No.
just to find-
No.
There are 5-star Army generals, but they're very rare,
Well,
and there's
You
only
mentioned
usually
he's
one
one.
of them.
conflict.
so anyway, their equivalent, the Lakshane equivalent of Dempsey, is under
guy.
under Mind Flayer.
So the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff is
Yep.
what we're calling him.
And now,
Excellent. So I mean, should we do an insurgency and try to free this guy, or because I can isolate him?
I mean, these experiments were how many years ago?
30 to 40 years ago.
The Rothian
So-
experiments.
Yeah.
So he's definitely full on mind flayer by now because the infection starts as larva and then it just eats their face off.
Yeah.
So it's more of a campaign to kill him
Well,
at this point.
free him, meaning we at least remove the creature.
No. You, Doxy, it doesn't work that way. Let me explain. And she pulls
I-
out an entire life cycle of the illithid in pictures and go, once you hit this point, it explodes out of the brain. So whatever's left isn't a physical human that you can remove from. He's just wearing an appearance of this individual.
Need a way for us to
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
it's all an illusion.
Oh.
We can expose him,
Oh.
but he's an illusion.
Oh, wait. And Duxie's father comes in, looking
Oh.
at, like, the display that you have, and he's like, oh, you're missing a thing. You're missing a step. The impregnation.
No,
This is
we do.
very
I was-
important.
No,
We've
I was
assisted
trying
to
very.
many rituals between the Mind Flayers in how they do these things. Did you know that when they... And he starts explaining how they actually managed to get to your brain the first time. And how the tip of the tentacles can secrete a sort of acid that dissolves the gray matter of your brain and replaces it with a throng of tiny Mind Flayer eggs.
At this point, Kevishet literally turns and pulls the handheld medical scanner that Doxy has built for her and starts scanning his father to see how well he is and if she needs to intervene.
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah. Doxy would have
Actually,
already
though-
seen.
Yeah, he is missing a part of his brain.
Yeah.
He has frontal lobe issues.
No, it's actually on the side.
Then gnomes are very strange, and because that's very weird. Because that's a portion, at least in human brains, that's a portion of the brain that governs certain autonomous functions, like breathing,
Yeah. But
among other places. But you know,
I'm imagining just like because my mom did the surgery, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh
so,
yes,
like,
with the spoon and the handkerchief.
Yeah. So I'm just like imagining that she did like a whole MacGyver shit where she did that, but then like was able to, like repair parts of it or like take like a piece of I don't know.
Oh,
Do something.
It's magic.
yes, of course.
His brain still function because of magic.
Oh.
If your dad
Using
goes in a
magic.
dead magic zone, he will lose
okay.
everything that this part of the brain governs.
Okay, so
It's like the connections are still there because they were
But-
like mended magically.
all right. So
Ah.
at-
If you
at
cast
that-
a dispel magic on Papa,
at that and discovering that we kind of need him around to be useful, and he is Doxy's father, and she's going to turn specifically to Doxy's mother and say, "Ma'am, may I have a moment of your time? I wish to discuss certain medical things."
Oh, always. I love medicine and biology.
Of course. In this particular instance, I wish to know if I have your consent as a power of attorney to perform a small procedure on your husband.
Oh, that depends. Which small procedure? He's...
The one to fix the small problem where his brain isn't actually functioning properly.
Can you actually put his brain back together?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Like I said, Ma,
Yes.
she's quite brilliant.
Yes. And while you're at it, here's a list of 452 personality traits that I would like to have erased from my husband.
And Kevin takes it and starts going through them, and it's like, well, I'm sorry, this one, like, and she goes, unfortunately, half of these are tied to the male genome, and I can't get rid of them.
Aww.
That's what I figured.
But I mean, I can do some little. Well, we can talk later about that. But the brain problem I can fix relatively quickly, actually.
Oh, can you ensure that his feet are warmer and he stops wearing socks to bed?
I mean, I can change his core body temperature, but I don't really think that will help in the long term.
Then don't.
All right.
Oh.
It'll take me about an hour though, and
You're only gonna play with his brain, right?
well, I'm going to heal what's wrong with him. If there's something in particular else you want me to fix.
Surgically speaking?
I mean, I could if you really want to.
I mean, he's always wanted to be an inch taller.
That's not hard.
Well, if you can and it's not painful.
Well, he'll be entirely unconscious for the whole thing.
You should know, he is allergic to penicillin, and he has a secondary technological heart.
Okay, well, the support purposes won't be a problem. I'm doing most of this surgery, certain other ways. You're okay with the void, aren't you? Good, let's go this way.
The what? And you just
she'll-
drag the
Fade to
father
black.
by the hand.
She's like bringing, she's talking to Myra and like having this professional conversation about medical and just kind of escorting the two of them to the medical lab on her ship. And then she's like, shouts over her shoulder, "I'll be back in about an hour and a half. Give me that much time. That'll be about it." And
Oh, she follows you around.
Oh yeah.
She is she's like an intern that's like beginning, not an intern, but a medical student, like first day of first class, wide-eyed. If she could have a clipboard with notes, she would. But right now, she's just filming everything.
Well, if she looks like she wants notes, like Kevichet will turn once they get to the medical lab and hand her one of the spare clipboards that Doxy leaves around for all of his notes whenever he comes in to fix things. Yeah, I think if you press this and this, then it'll turn on the hard light thing.
It's just like it looks like just a sheet that firms once you hold it in a certain way. And it actually clips onto your arm, so you can just hold your arm, and then like it goes completely hard, and will just like perfectly stabilize to however you hold your arm.
Already?
What's that?
I thought like this sort of like
Yeah, electronic paper.
Electronic paper. Yeah, that exists
Yeah.
already, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
does.
need to get my hands on that.
So she'd hand
Yeah.
one of those to Myra, and then she'd like turn to and she's operating on the I'm sorry, I've forgotten Doxy's father's name.
Oh,
I have to.
Yeah, Leo.
Leo, grand, Leo. She says, "I'm very sorry, Leo. You are slightly mentally incapacitated, and therefore I talked to your medical proxy, and she has given me consent for this, so have a nice night." And she'll use the anesthetic to put him to sleep, and then over the next hour, cast Regenerate on his brain.
His last words were, before falling asleep, "What?" And,
But she...
oh,
well, we... I cast Regenerate on his brain.
his
We lost
brain-
Justin again.
His brain
Yes.
comes back. Let me just do a thing real quick. It's gonna take a second, everyone. I'm just gonna add a thing. while
And
we
he
are
recovers
mixing-
31 hit points during this procedure, if he was lost any.
You can really like regenerate a brain. A part
I
of
can regenerate anything.
Yeah, so long as the brain is intact. Well, and that there's like a piece of it left.
Yeah.
You can't regenerate from nothing. All right. We should have like temporary webcams up the moment that not Twitch but Streamlab allows me. There we go.
All right. So yeah. So and while she's doing this whole, she's going. It's like she lets the void kind of possess her, and so she looks very. It probably looks creepy as fuck in there, with the black. It looks like a blacklight rave, but and her very sharp eyes kind of pointing out. But at the same time, she keeps a whole running commentary as if she is a medical school teacher. A teacher at a medical school and a surgeon, and basically fully expecting Myra to be interested in this.
She is very interested. And then, as you're casting your spells and everything, she says, how many assistants do you have? They just keep coming.
Is she looking at me?
No, she's looking
she's
at Kebichet.
Oh, assistants? Oh.
However many the void thinks I need. Why? Is there a particular thing you see?
They are the cutest little robots I have ever seen in my life. And of course, gathered around her feet are like 20 Wizmos and scrubs.
Oh, those. The less assistance and more homeopathic cures for Melis and Enui.
Is there at least one of the Wizmos like wearing a dress? Like Klinger?
Yes. Of course.
Just what I needed.
Yeah, no, you cannot have a martini in here right now. Nope, not during surgeries.
Hawkeye Wizmo doesn't care.
Hawkeye Wizmo?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But,
I just imagine like Hawkeye Wizmo just like shooting an arrow and like
No.
No,
Other
Hawkeye
Hawkeye.
from MASH.
Mash.
Oh, got you.
Hawkeye, Klinger, Hot Lips, Hooligan.
Yeah.
Hot
No.
lips. Yee.
Wow, I have not thought about Mash in
Major
forever.
Burns.
Yeah, I need to rewatch it.
Mash is good.
But anyway, that said, the procedure takes
An hour.
no, the casting time is a minute.
It's an hour. Well, the casting time is a minute, but the duration is an hour.
Yeah, but they're restored after 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So in fact, the entire thing took 3 minutes. And
Radar.
she says, "Oh yeah, Radar. I forgot about him." She looks at you once everything is done because she sees it on the hard light display that the brain is back, and she's like, "How long is my husband going to stay under?"
Well, as long as I wish him to be. What would you like from him?
And then as she turns around, to leave, she just says in a much deeper voice, "Make it a day."
Lockdown
needs a-
security on the ship, please.
Oh my god.
And I can do that from my med lab, and she's in my med lab with me.
So Papa's gonna sleep for a day, and Mama's gonna have a break.
Oh, okay. It sounds like her. It's not somebody possessing her.
No. It's she
Oh,
just
okay.
she went from her sweet little voice to like, "Make it a day."
Oh, we can keep him out for much longer than that, darling. When was the last time you had a margarita?
The Resistance is gonna need him after a while, but
That's what the captain has industrious worker for. Haven't you seen how fast Doxy's been running around?
yes,
As like Doxy in the background is like running back and forth, like
I'm a little
building like
scared
different
about this.
contraptions.
Well, I haven't done extensive experimentations. It doesn't seem to harm him in the long term, and there doesn't seem to be any addictive effects.
Oh, would you know if Doxy? I figure you're his personal doctor.
Yes.
Is he ahead or behind the curve compared to other gnomes?
Considering my ability to treat gnomes has been very limited, although I have had some experience with it, it seems to be a little bit above the curve of what I've experienced.
Because he always was the smallest in class before on the flotilla. And
Well, I don't think that's actually, you shouldn't make those comparisons. The comparisons should always be based on one's own achievements and how far one proceeds to their own timeline for possessing
oh,
minor markers.
I think he's been doing great. He's don't tell it to my husband, but he's already made strides that my husband Leo took years to achieve.
Have you met Rosemary?
No, who is that?
Darling, we should definitely have this moment. Come along. I think we
How
need all sing.
dare you?
Are you kidding? Kevichet needs out of this conversation. And she's like, have you had a sangria anytime in the last?
So I guess it's a girls' day out on the beach with sangrias, margaritas. Rosemary, yourself, Myra. Who else do we throw in?
Whitney, yeah.
Yeah, that's
sure.
it. Whitney.
Yeah.
Whitney,
It's me,
Saskia.
Whitney, and it's anyone
Saskia.
who shows up, and it's very much a gentleman, have your own fun.
And of course,
You will.
Twitch tags along.
Yeah, well, no, Twitch may want to have tagged along, but Kevichet has a job for them, and says, find me a way to get a hold of Avandra, because apparently I need to save Amanot's life for the 4th time. So, there's that.
You're not my mother.
No, I'm just the one who has medical control over everything on this ship and will actually ask somebody to deactivate you.
I'd like to see them try.
He's got balls.
Okay, alright, I'm gone.
Just that look. I'm like, nope.
Near the end of the 2 weeks, a ship will dock on the island. A large... Fudge, I had it. 2 seconds! Actually, 2 ships arrive. I am sorry.
Is there a Vect one too?
Yes, there's a small Vect ship
Yes.
that lands on the island. The other one is a is that the one? Dark Matter class force with dog fighters. Yes. It is a high wind elven ship. Except that the elven ships are mostly half metal, half living organisms. Where picture a metallic ship from which the elves have grown like trees. Except that this one, the trees are black. And they leave behind a trail of ash. As the ship lands, you notice the symbol on it. A black spider on a white circle. You've seen the ship before. It is Lady Avandra's ship.
Hmm.
Ominous.
Well, this.
No, Amanot is on board, not Ominous. Ominous is another Avara.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
He's a cousin. We don't talk to him very much. It's
He's
fine.
the
Yeah, yeah.
broody. He's the broody Avara warlock called Ominous.
Nice.
Oh
nice.
god. Oh god. Well, Doc, since Justin's not here to greet.
Yeah, we'll wait until he
Avandra.
comes back for Avandra. But if you want to talk to her or whatever, I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
she's not close to you.
So Doxy will as soon as the approaching Vex ship is confirmed, entering into the space, Doxy goes and greets and welcomes Chet. Chet, welcome. You made it. I was worried there for a bit. I know the block, or no, that's Lakshay. Lakshay, we're not on Lakshay. Sorry, there's been a lot going on.
There has been. I have been very, very busy lately. But it is so good to see you again, friend Doxy. And he extends a
And-
arm.
And
hand.
like a hand, and like Doxy is like, ah, no, you're beyond that, and like goes and like jumps to like get onto. Actually, no, blinks into like an embrace. Yeah, it's
And
like
he's like-
suddenly you just have a gnome on you. And then like blinks back down.
Hello to you as well.
I'm glad you could make it.
Yes.
There's a lot going on, and I'd love for your help.
I have brought help. And he motions behind him. 2 Vect automatons are carrying a floating gurney, if you will.
Like a pallet of some sort.
Yeah, pallet, I should say. Upon which rests something from your gnomish nightmares. An arcane warhead. A nuke. That
Oh.
creates dead magic zones. Stat-wise, if you want to know real quick, it's a 4,000-pound bomb. Each creature within a 10-mile radius will take 10d10 plus 200 mega radiant damage.
Oh,
Damn.
Anything beyond that for another 100-mile radius can make a dex saving throw to avoid taking 10d10 plus 50 regular radiant damage.
That'd be a freak killer.
It bypasses
No.
resistance and immunity. Cannot be avoided by evasion. And a creature that takes damage from the warhead is also poisoned for 24 hours. The epicenter of the blast becomes a permanent 5d10 plus 5 feet wide dead magic zone.
Doxy,
Yes.
make sure it's not going to turn on anytime soon.
yes.
As like Doxy's like tinkering already with it.
Already
Ah,
with it. You
don't even
blinked
have to-
on
Sure.
it. Actually, the warhead is missing one crucial component.
The targeting computer?
No. The actual magical focus to make it explode.
The priming pin.
The
Basically.
priming pin basically is gone.
Yeah.
Chet
Doxy's
says,
strange love. Sorry. Stop that.
Oh, God, that's gonna happen.
yeah, Chet says, I have ensured that this bomb would not explode while we were on the ship.
Thank you.
That would
By
have
the
been
way, there
sad.
is a failsafe on it. The bomb needs to take 1 mega damage to explode.
Alrighty then.
Do we need to be close enough to shoot it?
Well,
Shoot
that
it at
or you
something.
can set a timer. It can be retrofitted with like a successful technology check to make it on a timer instead. But otherwise, it needs to take damage, so you need to shoot it at something. And it needs to take the equivalent of 100 points of damage. So
Yeah.
even if you were to cast Fireball on it, it will not explode because it's not enough damage.
Alright then.
Because it needs to
Doxy.
take that damage in one shot.
Yeah,
Right.
Doxy.
Yes.
Don't blow it up here, please.
As he's like still going, checking the circuitry, everything seems fine. It's totally fine.
Cool.
Chet has done a excellent job, ensuring that this bomb will not explode in our faces.
Yes. I have also ensured the delivery of 4 other of these bombs elsewhere in the galaxy.
Oh,
Whom?
I am not in the mood to play anymore.
I
No.
understand.
I don't like playing either. Chet, you and I are going to get along famously.
Yes, we've
I-
been talking about different ways of disabling or destroying the fleets, so this is definitely going to help.
Anything
Um,
I can put my technological expertise.
Yeah, so like Doxy will essentially pull up a display of like the brain worm with the fleet, because I imagine with the proximity of Lola, was able to scan and send back telemetry of like the fleet that's incoming, and then
You don't have the entire image of that brain thing because Lola couldn't go all around it. But just from
Oh.
what you have, it is
Yeah.
so big. Like, you can
Yeah.
see easily the comparison between that and the flotilla behind it.
right. Yeah, and so like I'm like, well, this is one of the ways they are attempting to invade our realm. And we've at least disabled one by rupturing it in a chain reaction when we exploded the portal that it was opening to the outer realms. You're muted again.
With a little help from my friend here, and he knocks on the bomb,
Ah,
we can probably make short work of that giant brain thing.
Great, excellent. Yeah, the the weapon that I made was a bit quick, you know. And like looks over at Kevashet and is like, well, let's just not talk about that. And goes because I don't think I actually explained what I did.
With
Anyway.
Lola?
Yeah, like
Or-
with the rest of the crew, I was just like, I'm gonna send it in and blow it up. But anyway, and then but beyond that, we found more information about the fleet itself and the Illithid and their technology, and I think I have some ideas of how we can retrofit our tech to disable them or make it harder for them to fight. And like goes into another hard light display like montage of like explaining like deep techno babble with Chet as they're like walking with the bomb into the base and all that kind of stuff.
All right.
And we can fade from there.
To
But
someone else, yeah.
yeah.
As they turn to leave, Kebachet looks at the two of them and says, I have an idea. It's probably a very bad one. But we can talk later. I think I have something else to do first.
an idea for the-
I always love ideas.
What do you have to do before? Oh, yeah, right.
Save Almanat's life for
What
the
could
fourth
be
time.
more important than an arcane warhead? Oh, yes, boyfriend.
you know, somebody's life.
Doctor! More important, saving life than blowing things up, as apparently, you know, that's an issue.
And boyfriend.
He's not a boyfriend yet. He's still an ex,
Oh my gosh.
who's still technically married to her cousin.
Yay, royal families.
Exactly.
Well, you know, so long as it remains in the family.
Looking at you, Catherine the Great.
So,
Somehow she's looking back.
somewhere in Russia, she's rolling in her grave. Oh no! A nerd somewhere in America is making fun of me and my poor choices for lineage.
I don't know that there were poor choices.
So, the door of the ship, of Spider's ship, opens. Spider herself, Ichabod, with her. And the large lizardmen that you freed as well from the firm's prison walk down the ramp. They look around. If you don't need to interact with Avandra, she will beeline for Anders.
As she's walking in, she just turned to Evandra and say, "Here, I made you a present," and toss Evandra and Ichabod two of the Death Ward bracelets. Figure after 2 weeks, I have plenty of time to make enough for as many people as I want right now.
They'll equip it.
Yeah.
And she tells you where to find Aminot in the ship.
Of course.
He's in their med bay.
And the first thing she does when she gets there, she evaluates whether her medbay is better or not.
Comparing sizes.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. Like, are we really comparing sizes for med bays now?
It's not about it's about being an artist and preferring to work with your own tools on occasion. Plus, Doxy's fixed things for me.
It is actually not as good as yours.
All right then.
It is what yours was before you upgraded it.
Yes.
Of
So
course.
it's a sick bay and not a full medical facility.
She takes one look around at that, shakes her head, sighs. Is there anybody with her on the ship? Is there anybody following her?
I was going to.
Okay, you're going
going
in
with
as
me?
well. Servitor drones follow you around
Like from her ship or from our ship?
from her ship.
Oh.
Spiders that cling to walls with cameras. And what you notice in like their abdomen is probably in fact a retracted laser gun, like a repeater pistol or something, like a blaster of some kind.
Oh, dude.
So that's her security system.
Yes, very nice, I'm sure. All right then, Edard, if you're here, you can put yourself to use. I'm assuming that there's like, Doxy would have made her a portable hard light gurney at some point. Just because
It's true.
it's true.
I mean, yeah. I could make you roll, but I don't see why I would.
I let me just roll for posterity. I'm getting.
Okay,
I
for
like
posterity.
I like the.
Yeah, alright. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. If you roll above a
Circuitry or techno.
that would
sorry.
be technology.
Okay.
If you roll above a 25, it's going to be an
It's-
enhanced gurney.
Okay. All right. And are we? Is this retroactive? So like, would you say that I had my assistant Rosemary with me?
Sure.
Okay. And I will roll with.
Like
the
we'll just flash back to like a few
Yeah,
weeks
that blades
ago.
in that blades in the dark thing.
Yeah.
I got
so-
a natural 20.
So 35?
So yeah, what's the total?
It's like 30 something. I don't
All
know.
right. So the gurney also
Plus 11.
functions as a portable basic
Oh, sorry, it's plus
Uh,
15. So yeah, 35.
medical
Yeah.
station. So the gurney itself has the equivalent of the feet healer. And it's got like you have to replenish it, but it's got like the 10 doses for healing. So you can just
Yeah.
like drop someone prone on it and plug in like some tubes and just pump them full of healing magic.
Yeah, that's fine. She's not doing that yet. But she has Edard help her move Amanat to the gurney.
You mean half of Amanot.
That's okay. I can fix that.
He is missing an arm, he is missing a leg, and half of his beak has been sheared off.
I can fix all of that. Eventually. And Edard, you would see that she is 100% professional. There's nothing emotional about this. This is just
Business as usual.
surgeon on a, she, like when she was walking up, she even had that God, I have to save his life for the fourth time kind of snark. That's not even that anymore. This is just full on emergency room trauma surgeon, business as usual.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna push the gurney with him over our ship and let you do the thing that doctors do when the patients are being rolled to the OR.
Yeah, she's monitoring the patient, keeping everything together. She is also talking out loud at the servitors and saying, thank you for your assistance. You've been most helpful. Please inform Avandra that we will be blah, 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 blah. And then taking him directly to the medical lab.
You bring him aboard your ship to the med lab. You put him down. He's been muttering your name over and over as he seems through a half-opened eye seems to have been able to see or recognize you. And but there's he has trouble uttering more than 2 syllables.
Yeah, she keeps a hand on him, and like just on his shoulder, probably above the arm that was probably from that he lost at some point. Just keeping her hand there, and although it's just it doesn't medically need to be there, but she's using it for reassurance for both her and him. And the first thing she does the minute she walks into her medical facility is she switches languages and she starts talking in Avara. But still being that medical professional of basically talking about, well, of course, this is going to be a complicated procedure. We're sorry that it took so long. You will not be aware of any time that this happens. Go to sleep. And the minute he's out, she turns to Edard and says, you might want to step back. This is going to get a little bit...
Messy?
Well, possibly. Depends on how much we need to actually regrow and if I need to remove scar tissue to do it.
I grab a visor. I'm ready for this.
She's going to use both surgery and she's going to cast two things right away. First, she's going to cast Regenerate on him.
Mm-hmm.
So that lasts an hour. And is she, returning 10 hit points per minute, so I don't know.
He's going to be full health at the end. That's not a problem.
Okay, so, and Regenerate works for, if she needs to maintain it for the full hour to regenerate everything that's necessary.
The way the spell works is 3 minutes.
I know.
So his arm from the shoulder just like sprouts.
Yeah.
Rapidly.
It's like straight up from Akira, man.
Yeah.
Like. Oh.
Yeah, but more controlled because she's controlled.
Right.
And like I always have this image of Regenerate of like it requires a level of understanding of anatomy and that you have to be able to okay, spoiler alert, one of my favorite book series is by David Weber. It's called The War God's Own. It's not his sci-fi series, it's his fantasy series. Go read them, they're actually really good. Go find those books, they're fabulous. But he puts in one of the things that one of the main characters is basically a paladin. And the only way you can heal is if you can have an image of the person that you're healing whole.
So you need
in your mind. Well, not necessarily no, but you have to be able to like imagine
what an arm would look like on that person.
Yeah, exactly. And putting that image through there, which is what I picture like Kevitret doing.
I am saving that series. Sounds like fun.
Sorry.
Volume 1 is called Oath of
Swords and
Oath of Swords.
Yeah,
and
I've got it all listed out.
Yeah, I
hopped
also,
on Goodreads immediately and was like, meh.
I do put a spoiler warning and a content warning because the beginning the first page of the first book deals with sexual assault, and it particularly deals with the main character's reaction to overhearing sexual assault and what his choice is. And I put it, as a teacher, I put it in the hands of all of my students because that is how you deal with that issue. Sorry, coming back, but she's got this image. But she's got this image in her head of what she's doing, and that focusing on trying to put Amanat back together as he was.
Yeah, everything comes back, except for his eye.
Well, that means somebody has it. We can fix that. Doxy can fix that.
And as you regenerate him, out of his nose, during the regeneration process, comes out a dead mind flayer larva.
Well, it wasn't like he could get in there very hard anyways, because she had inoculated him twice.
Yep, it died,
I tried.
but still, there was that. Ew. Once this...
She, as it starts to come out, she just turns to Edard because she's like concentrating on the spell, and she goes, "Make sure you grab me that specimen jar because I'm going to need that later."
Grab a beaker. See if we can get like tongs and
Barbecue tongs.
kick first.
Click,
Oh
I have
dear.
forceps somewhere.
Principle. Make a few damage, especially work.
Simon, what was the name of the guy that is the mole?
His
The
name...
5-star general?
Oh, I didn't generate his name. In my
Okay.
notes, he's known as the General.
Got it. Okay, we'll figure that out later. But anyway, like Doxy is basically set up like a watchful eye on the general to like find patterns, and like Loxy is essentially doing scenario analysis on like finding the best way to isolate and contain said general.
He has remained in the palace ever since the concerted attacks by the orcs and the mind flayers began.
Yeah.
He's apparently, well,
In the war room
yeah, but I
or,
mean,
the
like,
kitchen.
no, the palace is an actual war room. For all intents and purposes, the way the public sees it or hears about it is he's overseeing the Lakshayan efforts to repel the invaders. You know that that's probably not the case.
Right.
Not so much. Aminot opens his eye and looks at you. Kitesh?
How many times do I get to save your life before it belongs to me, apparently?
He moves a hand to try to find yours, still very drugged up, and the hand just falls, like, off the bed.
As he starts to move it, she'll like put her hand on his, more like she's trying to stop him from moving. Just
He says, "My life, I think, always belonged to you."
I'll let you make that choice when you're awake, aware, and not drugged to the gills.
I'm not. And he tries to get up and just
Nope.
falls back down.
But she's a doctor and used to patients who are about to be sick, so she turns him quickly.
A ship got blown up.
I can see that.
We're fighting with... she calls herself Spire. Says she's a friend of yours.
Acquaintances. She's a more intimate friend of my captain.
I see. Well, she used elven magic on me.
Well, she kept you alive.
She forced me to dream of a better life.
Yeah. She kept you here. And sometimes dreams are things that can eventually be happening. Right?
Yes. I hope.
Let's
But-
work on building that dream then. But you can't die again to do it.
I don't intend on dying anytime soon. But where are we?
At the heart of the resistance as we plot to put a coup on Lakshay? By the way, you just got promoted. You're general now.
Yeah. general went down with the station.
Yeah. I'm sorry for him, but I'm glad you didn't go with him. And right now we kind of have a bigger problem.
Old Doom, he stopped answering our prayers.
Ooh, yeah, about that.
Something happened?
We have baby Godling, hanging around.
You. A heretic. You're a savior of the light.
Well, this heretic just used her heresy to save your life, and your arm, and your leg, and this beak. And she kind of taps him on the face.
I didn't mean ill.
I know you didn't, but maybe we should work on changing the language a little bit here.
Yes.
And, I didn't particularly save your divine being. It chose to save itself by shoving itself onto our ship. Or giving it... I'm very confused on that whole thing, but it happened, and it's hanging around with us.
Where is it?
That's a thing. That's a very complicated thing. Maybe when you're feeling better, I can point it out to you. I.e., can you stand up?
And he puts his arms like on the bed and slowly lifts his chest and his back from the bed and sits down. Sits up, I should say.
As he does so, she kind of reaches behind him as if she's helping him to stand up or balance himself, and she'll subtly cast Greater Restoration to kind of give him that boost so that he can actually stand up and be... because he's physically healthy at this point.
Yeah, he's under
Yeah,
an enormous quantity of painkillers.
exactly. So she's using the Greater Restoration to kind of as the,
Oh
her
shoot, that
poison.
would that takes away the he just
Yeah.
snaps
So
back.
that's what she's doing to, like, kind of like, I need you to...
Wow. I am feeling a whole lot better. Thank you.
Ain't that magical?
You.
He's been a halfway decent nurse.
Huh.
By the way, he's the heir to the throne of Lakshay. I apologize. Formal introductions, I should be doing this. Lord Amanot of House Tennis, this is my very dear friend, His Royal Highness Eddard Kane, heir to the throne of Lakshay. Descendant of
he's a
Song
nurse?
Wukong. Well,
Part-time.
he's also a pilot and a very good fighter, and an occasion when I need less a nurse and more somebody with a very sharp weapon to make, as I'm acting as a healer, he's very good at that.
Multi-purpose.
Well, I cannot wait to fight by your side, my lord.
Be happy to have you by my side. More merrier.
Yes. I, alas, have lost everything that I owned. Do you have an armory?
As a matter of fact, we do. But
Good.
before that, I'm pretty sure Kibeshet has a few things to talk about.
And he turns back to you. Kebichet.
She looks...
Ah, yes, the name. Yes.
Oh, right. I think the whole godling thing might be a good idea to be discussed.
Fine, Edward, if you want to introduce that concept, then I need you to call them.
I'm gonna page Twitch.
And Twitch comes in. He's like, "Oh, hey, I'm allowed in the med bay now."
Twitch! This is Lord Amanat of House Tanis, a dedicant to the sun above and priest thereof, and you're carrying around what?
Oh, sup, priest? I'm Twitch, and this is, well, they keep saying that it's called Oldun, but I don't know, I call him Ballsy, because he's a ball. Also, he speaks to me a lot. And Aminot just goes, like, dead-faced. And he jumps down to one knee,
There that goes.
and bows, like, bows low, and says, I am in the presence of the shining sun, the light above. Olden, I am not worthy of your presence. And Twitch is like, finally, someone recognizes greatness.
Oh my god.
Don't let it go to your head. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I felt so lost without your voice. Without not hearing an answer to my prayers. Please tell me what to do, Olden. Guide your lost soldier. What do you ask of me? Twitch is like, make me a sandwich.
Twitch!
You can't even eat.
And like for a moment, Aminot was about to get back up. And then just looks at the two of you and he's like, you are pulling my leg.
Gods, I wish I wasn't. Oh, by the way, Twitch, I figured out a way around that small problem. I need Doxy with an etching gun, and then I can fix your minor issue.
What minor issue?
The fact that you're still destructible.
Oh! Wait. Really?
What?
Huh. Apparently I'm indestructible.
I could shoot you and you'd be
Nope.
soaking up the bullets?
Nope, 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 nope. Just no.
Apparently, yes.
Great. Just
Um,
great.
yeah. He says he will protect me, for I am the cradle.
Okay,
wait.
good. You're...
Is this an actual baby?
Are you pregnant?
Am I?
No. No, no, no.
What have I done?
You stuck a baby godling in your... I'm not. I don't think we get...
Aminot looks confused, but then looks at his hands, and they begin shining like
There we
a
go.
bright yellowish orange. He's like, I feel it. I feel the light coming into me.
That's good.
Oh, how I have missed this feeling.
That's very good. Hey,
And he like puts his hand on baby Olden, like someone would put their hands on like the tummy of a pregnant lady, and he's like, my light, my
okay,
son.
like she walks up and slaps him upside the back of the head.
Which one? Both of them?
Amanat.
He like stumbles forward and he's like,
Okay, first of all, you don't ever do that. Don't touch people like that. You know better.
this is a god, this is Olden.
That's great.
Yes,
I
you
talk
don't
to my
touch a
god all the
god.
time, but you don't touch anyone if they want their permission, particularly not pregnant women. That's creepy.
Twitch is like, am I a pregnant woman?
No, but it's the best comparison at the moment. And Amanat. Hey,
What?
giant Elithid that almost killed you. Void priest who saved you.
Yes. I owe you my life. Once more.
Yep. I'm saying 4 times is a lot. So here, and she like puts literally on him one of the death ward bracelets that she's made and like closes it tighter than it necessarily needs to be. Like,
Ow.
you're not dying anymore. That's going to help you do that. And I need you to cast Sending at your son because he won't answer me. And we need him. Preferably here. Because we're about to, stage a coup and a revolution and all of these things. It's been a lot.
You mean my disowned
Peter.
son?
Yeah, okay. Or you can just tell him to answer me when I cast Sending at him.
And
Look at it. No,
he
thank you.
focuses for a moment,
What he focuses. Hey,
and then casts Sending, and the Sending begins. Listen here, you little shit. Enough playing around. We need you. This is not the High Inquisitor speaking, it is your father. Come to these coordinates, or I will find you, and by the light, I will.
Yep,
And
stop.
the message stops.
Oh, 25 words.
I tried to be, and at the end of that, she turns to Edward and be like, I tried to be nice and asked him to, answer me like 6 times. Like, just called him, and he didn't answer.
He.
I send emails. I don't know what you're.
We need as many clerics as the.
Look,
We need as many dedicants as possible at this point.
well, we'll see how far up the ladder my son has climbed.
Well, considering we need as much things as possible, and I need as many people as possible, and if I'm necessary, I can teach him a bunch of things.
Mind
But
you,
I'm
maybe
only
I
one.
should say how deep he went down the pit of despair. I don't know if the void actually has a ladder.
Would you like me to show you? Here, let me show you.
All right. Calm down, you two.
No, actually, she's gonna do something. Because I can, and I love this.
Visor down.
She's gonna she's going to cast hallucinatory terrain and make it look like what she experiences when she casts commune with the void.
Does that affect everyone?
Yeah, it's literally what, a 2-meter area. It's a 150-foot cube.
The
So it's-
moment you cast your spell, Aminat closes the distance between you two. And I will need you to make... He casts a spell. Actually, he uses an ability that is much like a spell. Are you willing or unwilling?
I know it's him. She'll let him.
And we will end tonight's session with Kebichet and Aminat disappearing in a...
Was he 5 foot away from me?
Yes.
I could make a melee attack, and that would force him to do a concentration roll.
You could.
You want
If
me
you
to
want
go
to
for it,
punch
go
him
for
in
it.
the gut. Like,
Oh yeah, I thought you
But,
just
but
got
at the same
healed.
time, it's like, just make sure it's not a bladed weapon because she fixed that.
And then we just reread Mage Killer to be certain.
Eldar just takes his laser sword and like cuts Aminat in half.
What that
Fucking dark
reaction?
mullet, dude. I mean,
that.
might as well, right?
So I can make basically an attack of opportunity against him.
Yeah.
I'll be right back,
Damage a creature that is concentrating on a spell. That creature disadvantage. Okay, well, I could just hurt him, not stop the spell.
Yeah, you could hurt him with Mage Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, if you roll an attack, it'll stop him from casting. Or force him to concentration.
Hmm.
And when I damage, it says when you damage a creature that is concentrating on a spell, then, but he's not concentrating on it. He's just casting.
He's not
No, but-
concentrating on it. It doesn't require
Require
concentration.
concentration.
It's
Yeah.
They wouldn't
instantaneous.
do anything.
He basically, like, as a reaction to her casting something, he freaked out and jumped on Kebichet and literally plane shifted her and him away.
Just for fun, just to say
That you tried.
He doesn't have an armor. He has an
13.
AC of 12.
13. So
I
it's gonna
miss.
be. No, he's got 12. I got 13.
Well, I don't know. You rolled an 8. For some
Yeah.
I
reason.
rolled an 8, but that's a strength check plus my proficiency bonus.
Oh, you were doing it as an unarmed melee attack. Yeah, so 8 plus 5. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, 13. You hit.
7.
I would hit for 4.
Your strength modifier damage, yeah.
Is it 3 plus 1? Is it strength plus 1?
It's just strength.
3.
Minimum 1, so. but
Okay, I get it.
3. So you
Punch.
punch him in the ribs. And right before he disappears, you just hear a fuck. And that's where we're gonna stop today's game, everyone.
Could
Yay!
have used a blade. Could have.
Yes, you could have like lethally wounded the guy you just saved. Hey, I know we're missing our Captain Enders. That was going to be the other scene tonight, so we're ending a little bit early, but we'll catch up next week. Let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, where we can find you on the internet, and let us begin with Cabichat.
Oh, hey, y'all. You know me. I'm at Deirdre on Twitter or Praxagorth as Euphoria as you see me hanging out in the Twitch chat. And I'm very interested to see what happens in the ongoing issues of, like, now I just see it happened one night. Road trip romance between Kevichet and Amanat has been plane shifted somewhere. Who knows where that's going to end up? But as for me, you can find me tomorrow for the premiere episode on Tales from the Grim of The Witcher Family of Wraiths. It will be very, very interesting. I'm just going to say that. 3 Witchers, a bard, and me, your friendly neighborhood mage. That's going to be great.
God.
But and then for that, after that, I'm back here on Thursday for some masks fun that we're doing, right? That's what happening on Thursday? That's Thursday.
Yes, Thursday is the session 0 that we are streaming.
Mm-hmm. And other than that, check my Twitter because I always post where I'm going to be.
Mr. Volleyball Master.
That was something. That was a great roll on both our parts.
Fuck
You
you,
can
but
find
keep
me
going.
in 7 days right back here playing hopefully more volleyball.
Don't you have Curse of Strahd?
Not this weekend, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the DM unfortunately doesn't have a computer right now, so
And
that's been reported in a month at this point. But it's okay. I can't wait to play with Daddy Strad. It's really fun. You can find me on Twitter at _Gambit, where I would usually shitpost and have a good old blast on the internet. Eddie?
yeah, no,
Sorry.
it's because I was typing a message. Because Godless
I was,
Fire
like, waiting
said,
for a
"Are
second,
you
I
on
was like-
Onyx Path Monday, Prax?" But I
Ah.
think it's in 2 weeks.
No.
The Monday
it's
coming?
Monday.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Monday coming. I thought Kika said 2
didn't-
weeks.
I didn't know if Kika had announced it, so I didn't know.
Oh, she announced it yesterday. Yes.
Yeah, I'm
So,
sorry. I
my
wasn't.
bad.
I
So
wasn't
yes,
thinking.
it's the next one.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So
Yeah,
you were reunited with your parents, Doxy.
I know that was something else, man. I didn't expect that. One, because you kept misleading me with the castle, or the
tower.
The tower. I had it right in my head, but then I said the castle for anyway.
But they were right when you asked them the question. They were still on the elephant ship. They actually,
It's been that long. Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Remember the attack on the station, like on
Right.
the Sepulchre Star, like. While this was happening, other ships appeared everywhere in the galaxy, and
Right.
one of them, while you guys were in the void, one of them actually encountered Spider, and she destroyed that ship on her way to go help Amanat and everything. And from the escape pods, that's where your parents were. So I
That's
had a few
awesome.
places where I wanted them to land, but I figured landing with the Resistance was the one that made the most sense.
That's awesome. But yeah, no, that was super cool. One, because it's always nice to hear that you're appreciated, and your parents. It's an important relationship. But I'm Eddie Freeman. You can find me on the Twitters at Pixel Pirate, with the first E being a 3. And I'm looking to play more games in 2020, so keep an eye.
Well, I have an announcement for you players, but that's after the game because I need your answer. So I'm not going to announce it live on air. But I'm Simon at Wandering DM. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for hanging out in chat. Thank you for all the follows, the cheers, the subscriptions, the raid, and the hosts. And thank you to all of you watching on YouTube. It's always greatly appreciated to know that we have fans on the other platform. I swear I'm not dying. You can find me not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll probably, if I can, fingers crossed, be watching the premiere of The Witcher, because it takes place in the same universe that of our Witcher game here on Wandering DM, which will begin when Dark Matter is done, which is on March 10th, actually, will be our premiere. And otherwise, Thursday here for Mask, Friday for Cyberpunk Red, Saturday for Vampire, and then next Monday you can find me on the Onyx Path, reprising the role of James Flynn, the laid-back TA. And on that note, we're gonna get going.